I heard all this, and I still got my question. I'm glad. I'm glad I won last. I'm glad I won last. So I got a question for you, Manager Marty. Did you? Did you? Because I was here with that Morgan Goodman. You know what I mean? I don't remember everything. Did you ask Margaret Goodman about Terence Crawford directly?
No.
That's what I'm getting.
You mean? Let me be specific about what
him not about him apparently not testing at all in 3 years. So we don't got that from her mouth that's been confirmed or denied.
No, we haven't confirmed, but I didn't ask for that. But you want to know the truth?
We got to confirm.
Yeah, we have it confirmed.
Okay, how we got that confirmed? You know what I mean? Because I'm hearing I hear everything you're saying, and everything you're saying so far, Margaret has said too. But that's the one thing that you have said that Margaret didn't say.
I'm gonna take my glasses off for this. I love entertaining the people. You've been here long enough. You know where I'm going with this. Now,
come with it. That's what I'm waiting for. It.
I did not ask her about a specific fighter being tested because there is a protection known as HIPAA law. So I didn't want nobody to come back to me and say that either I myself or Margaret Goodman, Dr. Margaret Goodman, the CEO and president of Vada, is violating a HIPAA law because Terence Crawford himself, I'm just going by what he said. The man said he's got anemia. He's anemic. And that's why Victor talked about providing him with injections and other things that he used. So I didn't want to violate HIPAA law. But you know what I did ask Margaret, which I knew the answer to set up for why I didn't have to ask her about a particular fighter being tested? Because I asked Margaret Goodman about this. I said, Dr. Margaret, and I got the tape, you know I pulled it up. I said, Dr. Margaret Goodman, I said, I saw you in an interview like 7-8 years ago, and you stated that if an athlete enrolls in Vada, you and your website will acknowledge that they are enrolled in testing. Can you speak and elaborate on that? And she said, yes, that is true. When an athlete is enrolled in Vada and they are tested, 8 weeks before the fight, Vada will then publicize it. They will acknowledge that they're enrolled. Like, for example, look at your screen here. I can prove it to you right here. Like for Devin Haney, for an example, when he enrolled in Vada 8 weeks prior to fighting Ryan Garcia, this is what the website looked like with a fighter like Devin Haney, right? And then she said, if an athlete tests positive for a banned substance after enrolling in the program, they are removed from the website. So the reason why I didn't have to ask her directly about Bud is because they never acknowledged Bud Crawford on their website until November 2020. You can go on Vada website right now. Now, of course, when this go off, like they did the last time with Devin, they're going to probably update it. But you ain't going to find not one public acknowledgement that Terence Crawford was enrolled in Vada after November 14th of 2020.
So Terence Crawford was removed.
My man.
I'm asking you.
Yes
or no. Like yes or no, Marty. Was Terence Crawford removed?
This is what I said. Either Terence Crawford tested positive or Terence Crawford didn't test, period. It's got to be either one.
So no. I just want to know, was he removed? Because you said that they won't be acknowledged and they will be removed. So what was he removed? And segment to that. Was Terence Crawford and Errol Spence both acknowledged when they were supposed to fight on Vada? Were either one of them? Was Errol Spence either?
Let me answer your first question.
That's the big question. That's the big fight at question. That's what, you know what I mean? What's her name? Taya brought up earlier, you know what I mean? How they look so different, but she didn't want to bring up the 9,000 excuses that Errol Spence had after the fight.
Okay, I got you. Let me answer your first question first. So when fighters are enrolled in Vada, they're only enrolling 8 weeks prior to a fight. You understand that part?
Yes.
Okay. You understand that Vada doesn't have out of competition testing. You understand that?
Yes.
Part?
Yes.
You understand that 365 24/7 testing through Vada does not exist and never did. You understand that part?
Yes.
You understand that the promoters of the actual fighter has to pay for the testing of the fighter that they are actually promoting, and sometimes the opponent. You understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so when Terence Crawford fought 8 weeks prior to fighting Sean Porter, he was not publicly acknowledged on the website. When Terence Crawford went 8 weeks before fighting David Ebenezer, he was not publicly acknowledged on their website. When Terence Crawford went to fight Errol Spence 8 weeks prior to that fight, he was not publicly acknowledged. When I asked Victor Conti that while he was here, and I got the tape, I asked him about that. He said that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence did 12 weeks of testing, right? That's what he told me, right? And then the second time he came, I put up on my screen where he tweeted 2 days after the fight that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence did 8 weeks of testing. So I said, that's the contradiction. That's a contradiction, Victor. 2 days after the fight, you said they did 8 weeks, but now you telling me to my face 12 weeks. Which one is it, bro? And then I asked them, why wasn't they publicly acknowledged on the website?
Yes.
And Victor told me that PBC and Al Heyman have a quote-unquote muzzle rule in agreement with Vada that none of PBC fighters would be publicly acknowledged on Vada's website. And I said to him, I'm glad you said that. Let's say that it's true, Victor Conti, that PBC and Vada agreed that none of the PBC fighters will be acknowledged, even though 2 years before the interview, I got the tape, and I also have a screenshot of Errol Spence being tested through Vada. But anyway, I said, if that's true, well, how come there was no muzzle rule for Terence Crawford when he fought Sean Porter? That wasn't a PBC card. That was a top-ranked ESPN card. When Terence Crawford fought Sean Porter, that was on ESPN. That wasn't on PBC. Am I right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
So then why didn't Bob Arum, if he paid for testing, why didn't Vada publish and acknowledge Terence Crawford when he was signed with Bob Arum then? Now, if PBC got a muzzle rule, I can understand why Sean Porter wasn't publicly acknowledged. He was with PBC. But Terence Crawford wasn't. He was with Bob Arum in Top Rank. So why didn't Vada publicize that? I caught Victor. And you know what he said? I got to ask. I'm not sure if it was even tested in that fight. Then he came back the second time and said, I reached out to Terence Crawford, and I got the email, if you want me to pull it up. I reached out to Terence Crawford.
I remember that one.
He told me it was testing. This is Victor telling me. Then he said, when I reached out to Sean Porter never answered my text message. So I don't know. I don't think it was testing. But you, both of those guys was in your program. They both had the snack logo on their trunks when they fought each other. So So how come you don't know there's testing in this fight, but you know when Ryan Garcia wasn't tested last year and he wasn't fighting a snack fighter? Which one is it?
I definitely understand that.
They can't do
question, Marty,
would
you know? Listen, I hear you. You said
can't do nothing with me, man.
Okay, I hear you, Marty. But you said you had proof Errol Spence was tested 2 years before the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight.
Absolutely.
Terence Crawford Terence Crawford and Sean Porter was a year before Terence Crawford fight. He was out of the ring for a year. No, David Ebenezer. No, he fought David Ebenezer. He fought David before he fought Errol.
No. I'm say that again.
No, so I'm trying to line it up. I'm trying to line it up in my head because you said 2 years before, and I'm trying to think. Okay, that's for Errol being acknowledged 2 years before Terence Crawford and before him and Terence Crawford fought, right?
Yes.
And that's still Errol, and that's still Errol's last fight. So Errol wasn't acknowledged on that page in that fight, his last fight, right?
No.
But you have proved that he was taking it to that he was tested 2 years before that, which would be what, that the Ugas fight?
No, it was before the Ugas fight.
Oh, it's before the Ugas fight.
Yeah.
So was he acknowledged on the Ugas fight?
No, because remember.
So they have a whole PBC rule altogether.
Yeah, supposedly PBC have a muzzle rule. I'm gonna give you like this. Hold up, I got something for the people.
Jay is Two Cents is backstage too.
Oh, she is? I thought she was up here. Hold on.
I think she fell off. But real quick, I'm Bando. I don't mean to cut you. I'm getting a little flack in the comments. They're saying that Bud was tested before and after the Errol Spence fight.
Who said that?
In the comments, that's what they saying. What's this guy name? I don't know his name.
Let me see. Let me go scrolling this. Who said that?
Let me interject here for a second, Marty, and emphasize another point in contradiction from Victor Conti. Two of them, actually. The first one is, just like he sat up here and said, you know, TBT and Al Heyman and them have a muzzle rule and this and that. He just recently came out with the Benavidez David Morrell fiasco and said, oh, TBT does a great job with the testing. They make sure this and this and that. And I'm like, but you sat on Manager Marty and said they don't do this and they don't do that and they keep the rules a secret and all of that. And then for you to say you don't know if there was testing, didn't you say that your athletes take pictures and send it to you? And aren't you the one that helped them sign up? Now all of a sudden you don't know? And it's crazy that y'all continue to trust this man. He contradicts and lies every interview. It's crazy. And I've been seeing this since before he even came on your channel, Marty. You can go back and look at old interviews, and that's the reason why we've been on his head. And y'all steady just let him keep passing because he's working with your favorite fighter. No.
That's correct. That's correct. And that's a good point, too, since boxing. And you're absolutely correct. And I've been doing research on all this for 15 years. So it's not like I just woke up in the morning and, you know, they say, oh, you hating on Devin Haney. No, I've been doing research way before I even thought about even coming on YouTube. But now, because Banda put that out there, can everybody mute their phone real quick?
Yeah, Manager Marty, Hacker's backstage as well.
All right, I'm gonna let Hacker on in a minute. I got you. Thank you, Ty. Everybody mute your phone. I want to show the people this. All right, look, bam. I'm gonna turn my camera off so the people can see this. Who that on the screen, y'all?
Errol.
That's Errol Spence right there on Vada website, 2019. Now let me show you the last time Vada acknowledged Terence Crawford. Bam, on your screen. You see that? I make too much sense when I talk. November 14, 2020. That when he completed it. They posted it October 22nd, 2020. You see that? That Terence Crawford right there. That's the last time he was publicly acknowledged on Vada's website. So where was the testing at in 2021 when he fought Sean Porter? Where was the testing at? And where was the acknowledgement form and the acknowledgement on their website for Terence Crawford when he fought David Ebenezer? Because guess what? Terence Crawford wasn't with PBC when he fought Sean Porter, and he wasn't with PBC when he fought David Ebenezer.
And there also is no drug testing where he fought at.
So to be clear, we're not sure if he tested for Errol or not.
No. But even if he did, you got the guy over there that can beat the test.
Hell, we're not sure if Errol tested for Errol or not.
Huh?
If that's the case.
Say that again, Bando.
I said, then we ain't sure if Errol tested or not. And if that's the case, he looked more suspicious than Terence Crawford did in that damn fight.
What?
We have more questions to him than Terence Crawford did.
Y'all love bringing up Earl name.
No, because that's the fight that's the reason why I even hopped on. That's what she was bringing up. That's what Tri was bringing up. If you weren't here 2 cents.
Can I ask you a question, Banda?
Yeah. What's happening, Dean? How you doing? Salute, Dean.
And be genuine, my brother. Are you not suspicious of Victor Conti with his history and him coming up here admitting that he knows drugs that are undetectable and he knows how to do it? You know he knows how to do it. You're not suspicious of Victor Conti at all?
Victor Conti is a goddamn foot in his mouth. That's what he is. I have no choice but to. I wouldn't. Yeah, listen. I'm gonna answer your question. No, I cannot defute this truth that Marty's putting out. That's why I rock with him. And that's why I call him a realist, because he's putting out things that you can't defute. You know what I'm saying? So I have to. I wouldn't be genuine. I wouldn't be real if I sit here and say I can trust that man 100%.
So then let me ask you this question then, Banda. If you can't trust him 100%, then why do you try to defend Terence Crawford when even you're suspicious of the person that he's dealing with?
I'm not Terence Crawford.
No, I didn't. I know. I didn't ask you about
That's
what Terence
why.
Crawford does. I said to Banda, why are you defending Terence Crawford when even you are suspicious of him dealing with Victor Conti?
No, because I just don't see these. I don't see these comparisons that people are trying to make it seem like Bud is this dirty fighter. Yet the man hasn't popped up. Yet you guys want to say he hasn't tested. Yet the person you guys are saying he
But
hasn't
Banda,
tested
what I'm
against.
saying is,
No,
what I'm saying,
listen. Why I'm getting there is because everybody wants to keep pointing to this fight that is somehow a big ass anomaly and want to run with that damn narrative. Oh, that's why he looks suspicious because of that fight. When the other dude he fought against ain't got tested with it. So I'm lost.
Banda, but that's not where Banda go.
I had a question. I mean, I don't understand why he's so hostile, but it was me that presented that case study simply because that he didn't look right to me in that fight. I'm not saying that Bud can't fight. I'm not saying that Bud didn't win on his own merit. All I'm saying is we don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And Ty, go ahead,
and
man.
also, and also we don't know whether there was testing between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. We talked about that, but what we do know as a fact is that Vada did not publicly acknowledge Terence Crawford on their website since October 22nd, 2020. We haven't seen Terence, and he's had 3 to 4 fights since then, and those 3 to 4 fights that he had, where he was not publicly acknowledged on Vada's website, he was working with who? Victor Conti.